gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to, I don't want to have my voice then, but welcome back everybody to the Kryptonite Show, your host Superman in the house, and we're going to have a fun show today. We're going to be talking about some of the big things that are happening on PulseChain, as well, of course, around crypto, so I hope you guys enjoy it. We're going to be getting a little bit of, I guess, a Rack-a-Michelle and CoinWell that's coming up. That's one of the big platforms we're expecting to do very well. And of course, we've been waiting a number of years, actually. So if you, I'm particularly keen because, as you guys know, I've been documenting PulseChain since the beginning and covering all of the projects at launch for the most part. So pretty exciting. And CoinWell is one of the heavyweights potentially. So we've been waiting for this. Obviously, the SEC kind of put those on the shelf for some time, and they're going to be back now, about to be launching very soon. So we're going to be covering CoinWell, and of course, the big meme coin Briah has been in, back and forth. So we're going to talk a little bit about the different angles to Briah, let's say. And of course, we're also going to get in the BetterBank. Obviously, BetterBank also hit the PulseChain in there and looking to recover. Obviously, there's pros and cons on either side of the BetterBank, and of course, LibertySwap's been pulled into that. So that's pretty interesting. Obviously, LibertySwap bringing us a whole ton of bridges to 40 chains. So it's been pretty exciting. And we've also got the promotions from Richard Hart Marketing dropping in September as well. So really exciting. We know that the van's being delivered on the 31st, and that's exciting. We've seen an image, parent image at least, of the boxes holding the first shipment of 200,000 devices. So we've seen that out there on the X as well. So things are kind of ramping up there. And we've got amazing stuff happening with Unity from Cryptographics, which has been launching on PulseChain for the last, is it 12 days now? Maybe about 12 days. So exciting stuff there. We've got a lot in store. I hope you guys enjoy it. First of all, we got Frank Whitehouse there. Bang PulseChain gang. A big shout out there, Frank. And of course, appreciate your PLS start site. Fantastic. And of course, if you guys haven't checked out PulseChain ecosystem, you definitely want to get Frank White's PulseChain ecosystem map, as we would call it. I guess that's one way of describing it. We got the show. Don't forget to smash the show out on X as well. Definitely get out there and do that. It'll be much appreciated. And of course, we've got Brennan in the house there, one of our moderators, and TA Guru in the house. Hey, Brennan, we must get on to do a TA show. I think it's been a while, too long for that. And I think we talked about doing one about a week ago. So we should probably pencil it in. They're pretty good. And let's do a full TA show on some of the Richard Hart core tokens, as well as maybe some Bitcoin ETH maybe, and throw in some of the blue chips on PulseChain as well. So some of those which actually been under pressure recently, obviously with PulseChain. So we'll get into some of that. That'd be pretty cool. Get into the chat there, make yourself lively, and don't forget to share the show around. That's about as much as we can say. Now we're going to kick it off with, as usual, the stock market, because we've got the Friday results, right? Friday results for stock market. So let's get into that as well. So Friday, S&P 500 ends lower as Dell and Nvidia drop. We've got the Dow Jones there is down 92 points to 45,544. S&P 500 down 41 points to 6,460. And then the NASDAQ down, pretty decent day. 1.15%, 250 points to 21,455. And that's largely been driven by Nvidia. We got dollar index there is broken 98 again. So we're down 97.69. Just as a reference point, Donald Trump had the index was 108. So the US dollar has depreciated, pretty decently there since Trump's got in. The commodities, West Texas there, $64, up down almost 1%, and Brent oil down at $67.50, almost convergence. There's only, about $3.50 difference between those two now. That's pretty interesting. Gold at the moment, of course, we're expecting that to rally during the old golden age of America at $3,530, and silver there at $40.37. That's a huge break that's that break of over $40 we've been looking for silver. So let's have a look at the last year. Look at that. So silver has finally broken the $40. That's a very significant mark. And as you guys know, probably over a year ago, I was talking about silver hitting somewhere between $75 and $125. So, well, it's well on its way. And we're still really quite early in Trump's term for the golden age of America. And so we're expecting things to pick up from quarter to quarter to quarter as we move forward into that age. So really Q3, Q4 is the first signs of Trump's incredible economic policy. There is no really other better policy than what Trump is running. It is the optimal strategy, really, in terms of economic growth and making America the ultimate powerhouse in the world. Nothing was ever inevitable. You would have heard liberal economists and stuff like that for decades say managed decline for the United States was inevitable. That was never inevitable. It was just a lie. Just a lie, just like anything else that liberals and now, of course, the worst version is progressives out there have told. They're great at telling lies. Apparently too good at it, unfortunately. We got so commodities expected to really rally during the golden age of America. Silver is used in a lot of electronic components, and that's going to be boom time, right? Boom time for that. One of the things that we also know that Trump's working on, not only by the golden age of America, but also is to de-risk the United States. So that means that all the vulnerabilities like rare earths, oil supply and things like that, all those things are being dealt with by the Trump administration to shore up its shores, as it were. So this is really, really exciting to see that as well. That's another theme that we haven't talked much about, but it is a big part of what Trump is doing during his presidency. Good evening, Suitman. Good to see you. Christos in the house. Big shout out. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So that's kind of the mark there. And, there's a little bit of ups and downs about whether NVIDIA, with overspending on artificial intelligence is the amount of revenue there. But it does seem to be the case that there is, revenue for AI solutions. And AI is going to creep into more and more of the, reality that we live in. And so, in particular, tracking humans, unfortunately, there's pros and cons to that, but we know a lot of negatives. You can get, the old argument is, you got ease of use, but the other side of it, of course, you got control. That's the other problem, right? And we know there's plenty of bad people out there. Most of the people outside of Trump these days, maybe with maybe half a dozen countries, pretty wicked people. So let's see how that goes. You guys know how it plays. All right, so let's jump over to the crypto. Actually, let's go have a quick look at the where are we going? We're going to the Fed rate monitor right now. Let's go 2 weeks and 4 days and 17 hours to go. So we're counting down, and we've got 85% of the market expecting a 25 point rate cut right now. That's kind of where we are. So that's going to get us into crypto. Don't forget to get into the chat there as well. As we get closer and closer to PulseChain, we're going to go to crypto and have a look at where the markets are right now. Obviously on a bit of a pullback, so let's get into that. So we've got total crypto at the moment, 3.84 trillion, down 3.3%. So we've got 18,464 coins on CoinGecko. We are expecting a coin ranking site from Rack and Michelle. So it'd be nice to see that. I mean, imagine the whole of PulseChain getting behind that. It'd be pretty neat. So let's see what happens there. We got Bitcoin right now at 108,521. So we have broken that 112K mark. That was our very important support. So we're still consolidated over 100K, but we would have been even stronger position at 112, just consolidating there. So we're still a bit below that, but still well over 100K. So we'll take that while we're at it. Down 3.6% right now over the last 24 hours. Ethereum there sitting at 4,372. It's up, but down 3.4%. That's despite all the buying, of course. We have seen exchanges dumping, so that's probably one thing we've seen. We have seen a lower amount of ETH on exchanges as well. So we've got a couple of things playing out. I think that's just a short-term, sort of correction activity before we really start to move on post-September into Q4, and we're all expecting Q4 to be quite a banana rally there. XRP down 4.9%, $2.82. We've got BNB at number 5, down 1.5%, $863. Solana there at number 6 is down 4.7%. Had been a really strong performer yesterday, remember. It's now $204.76. And number 9, Dogecoin, down 4.7% at 21.4 cents. Tron is our top 10, is down 1.9% at just under 34 cents. So those are our performers. Best performer over the last 24 hours essentially has been BNB, only down 1.5%. So there we go. Best performer over the last week. Clearly, Tron has actually got green candles, so up 2.1% for Solana there. Did I say Tron? I meant Solana there, up 2.1%. So those are top 10. Looking at top 100. Kronos still champion, up 85%, sitting at number 24 overall, but it's down 16% today. We got Providence Blockchain Hash, isn't it number 93? That's up 12% for the week. Pump Fund is up not 10% for the week, sitting at number 99. Pretty, it's an easy site because people can anywhere in the world can set up a token, get on their TV screen and do whatever. But the site UI, it really is clunky. It's clunky, but that's not what necessarily drives the markets. But nevertheless, it is operating. We've got KuCoin there, exchange. We're not really into centralized exchange, but KuCoin is one of the better ones. That's at number 74, up 3.2%. And then finally, we got Tether Gold. Obviously, gold there looking really good. So it's up 2.6%. And we'll probably see some of the cryptos there based on gold and silver do quite well moving forward. So that is our top 100. Looking at top gainers in the 1000, we've got Uchain, Meme Core, and Graphite Protocol there at the moment. Let's have a quick look at Uchain. We're going to quickly go through these. This is ranked at number 430. It's been around since when? Since 27th of this. Oh, it's actually only been around 3 days, so not too long at all. And that seems to be on the move. So you might be on to an early winner here. Let's see. Don't know much about it though. Uchain.com, its own chain. So let's have a quick look at the website. Let's see. Revolutionary Blockchain Technology by Uchain. So it seems to have just ticked off there. So looks like it's pretty early. Maybe an opportunity there. Let's have a look at the next one there. We got Flock is sitting at number 2, and that is sitting at number 999. So it's pretty high. It's been around since 6th of January, so almost just over half a year, 2/3 of a year, let's say. And looks like it's on base chain. And let's have a look at flock.io. It's a bit of a platform. Got some live models. Our live models at the top there, train on Flock, not your models, not your AI. So private AI training platform. How about that? So there we go. Those are in AI. That might be something for you. Sitting at number 999, probably going to be pretty volatile up at that level. Let's have a look at the final one there, and that is Meme Core. And I think we've looked at Meme Core before. Sitting at number 125. That is been around since when? Since July this year. So what's it? July, 2 months maybe, month and a half. And we've got BNB on BNB chain there. Let's have a look at Meme Core and have a look at Meme Core there. So very pixelated type of stuff. The first layer 1 blockchain specially built for Meme 2.0. Yeah, we've looked at this one before. So Meme Core chilling there. Chart's not looking too bad, is it? Actually, for like a meme based one. Start off at 6.5 cents and now at 52 cents on a bit of a tear. So looks like it's gaining a bit of momentum. Not $1 billion yet, but getting close there. And I think if it gets to 1.3, it can get into the top 100, right? So that is Meme Core there. Maybe something worth checking out as well. So overall, trending coins, Kronos, Layer 3, and Python Network, they are what's happening with crypto right now. So yeah, 3.83 trillion market cap, and Bitcoin 108,300, Ethereum there at 4350 at the moment. So that's the mark on the old crypto review. So that's our snapshot. We're going to get into, also started raining outside, interestingly enough. We're going to get into PulseChain and then talk about Raquel Michelle's CoinWell updates, Briah token. We're going to get to BetterBank and LibertySwap as well. So we're going to talk about all those. Let me find the LibertySwap one, actually. I thought I had LibertySwap up, but maybe I had lost LibertySwap. So we're going to bring that up, probably in that right order. And we're also going to check out on pDai as well as Unity, see where Unity is up as well. These kind of the latest projects that have either launched or launching that are pretty significant size. So we're going to do that. All right, so let's get into PulseChain. And we can see that we're on day 840 right now on PulseChain. We've got the price of Pulse at quadruple 041, down 4.3%. And we've got PulseX at the moment, quadruple 0298, down 5.4%. And the buy and burn sitting at 7.69%. And of course, that's been helped along by Unity, which has got a 72x rate burn. So that's kind of cool. And same token at the moment, $1.50, down 1.3%. And recently we learned that Firewell is like the third biggest holder of INC. So there we go. Now we've got Hex at the moment, sitting at 85 hundredths of a penny, down 5%, and EHEX there at 70 hundredths of a penny. And of course, the combined price EX and PX at 1.03 cents. So yeah, a bit depressed markets on the old PulseChain, but it's always a buying opportunity. That's all we can say. And we've got marketing getting ready to rumble with some pretty big launches in September, as well as potential interest rate cuts on the 17th. So there's lots to look forward to in September, and of course that will hopefully leapfrog us into the final quarter of the year and mad gains all round. That's pretty much the scenario right now. Gas prices 861,000 beats 1 cent for a PulseXwap. We've got validators at the moment 52,352, up slightly on that, and then a bridge at value at the moment 107.4. So we were at 108.8 I think yesterday, somewhere in that ballpark. So we're down slightly from there. And so on. Now I do have a snapshot, but it's a bit old from where we were. But that's where the marks. We had a lot more DAI, USDC, and Tether come through, and we had good ETH, but we lost a bit of ETH with the old BetterBank rug, unfortunately. So that is where we are overall. Let's have a look at the total volumes. We've got 22.3 million right now. So I think we're down about maybe 4 million from yesterday, somewhere in that ballpark. These are the latest tokens that are on the move right now. So we've got Swarm. Swarm has been around for 21 hours. That is up 1,600%. And it's had pretty big volume, 925K volume on 69K liquidity. So it's pretty big. And we obviously get a lot more pump tires. We've had device free electronic gift. That's been around for 10 days. That's up 880%. Now we've got Briah sitting at number 3 right now. It has been on a tier. Really started to take off, I think, since Rackham did a X Space just before the live stream. I managed to listen to a little bit of that. Not the whole thing, but a good part of it. So we're going to talk about that separately. What else do we got? Pulse Guy. It's been around for 24 days, up 35%. Vouch, which has been around for 2 weeks, is up 25% as well. Trump Official, 6 months. Pump Tires up 10%. Zero Trust there. Has also been around for 6 days. That's up 9%. UFO number 8 is up 4.4%. Doge there number 9 up 2.5%. And Unity, which we're going to talk about as well separately, is also on the move. So we'll talk about that separately though. But that is Unity is sitting at number 10. Now we're not surprised where Unity is because we weren't expecting, we only expect up charts, particularly in the first sort of 40 days, give or take 10 days. But Unity's got a pretty big runway all the way, at least, let's say maybe not 40 days, let's say 30 days, 35 days, something like that. So Unity is sitting at number 10. It's up 16.6%, looking real good. Then we got Zendog. Hey, Zendog. Zendog there was trendy, of course, over on ETHChain and stuff. That is sitting at number 11, up slightly, just above 0. GoPulse there sitting at 10 cents. It hasn't really moved much, is it, GoPulse? GoPulse. It almost sounds like Goldpost, but it's GoPulse. GoPulse? GoPulse there. Yeah, GoPulse. So that is up slightly. And then Doubt Token number 13 is up slightly as well. Everything else is slightly out of the money, or more than out of the money. So everything else is in the red, basically, along with the PulseChain cores, right? So those that are down, what was PulseChain down? Was it 4 or 5%? So everything pretty much down 5% or more is doing worse than Pulse. Basically, you're losing out on your Pulse there. So that's kind of the mark on that one. So yeah, that is pretty much it. That is overall marks there. We're going to pick out a few nice ones there. Now, Surf Token, they've been on a retreat. So Surf Token has been on a retreat, guys. This is Crypto Paradise team. This is pretty much our biggest active KOLs on PulseChain. They are, no one's bigger than these guys. They're doing the most work. They're pretty big. And the other large channels like the Crypto Night Show that does daily shows, right? So the Crypto Paradise are doing a great job. And they've gone on retreat and they're really recharged for more. So they're down in Mexico, I think it is, having a good time. So that is Surf Token. So they're getting ready to really start to pump this chart up again. Looking forward to that. This team is really, really capable. Really happy to have professional teams, friendly teams, teams that are open-minded, collaborating, always positive and constructive. Big shout out to the Crypto Paradise team. It's Nate, Nick, and Amaru, and at the moment they're living the dream right down there in Mexico. So pretty cool. All right, so that is kind of what we're looking for there. That is Surf Token. So definitely check that out, I think. And maybe getting in early. Maybe that was the tip of the day. Maybe it was the tip of the day there. Maybe I should post the chart there in the chat there in case you guys want to check it out. Bam, that is surf token, and that is the tip of the day. Not financial advice, of course, but the tip of the day. Cool. We've got a few people in the house there. We've got Hartwood Dog in the house there. Good morning, Superman, mate. Hey, good to see you, Hartwood Dog. Big shout out to that team. Now, I'm a big fan of Hartwood Dog. These guys are amazing. It's great to be working with the Hog team. They're great people, and we're looking forward to them. So if you haven't checked out the anime series, the hit anime series on PulseChain, Pulse of the Fallen, and check out Hartwood Dog. They are doing incredible. We got Kobe Brian in the house as well. Superman LFG. Let's go, Kobe. Always good to see you in as well. And make sure that you send me a was it a basketball? Kobe Bryant, basketball, right? Send me a signed basketball or something like that. Right, so kind of cool. Now, that's where we are right now on the old surf token. And of course, some of the other ones we're going to look at there. Sun Mineral not doing too bad, only down 1% at 4.3 cents. That's the big corporate, of course, on PulseChain. And 9-inch, the DEX is down here, down 3% right now. What else there? SolidX, the big one. This is launching also in probably mid-September is what we're expecting, mid-September at the earliest, but certainly in the second half. Recently, of course, we found out the announcement that SolidX with the X game had got the casino license. This is a big deal. So we're expecting big things there from Firewell and, of course, Randy Olasky. So kind of cool. What I'd like to see, it would be kind of cool, is we got some collabs happening between SolidX and some of the farms on PulseChain, or potentially, that'd be really exciting to see more of that sort of stuff happening. So kind of cool. United PulseChain is the best PulseChain, right? What else do we got going there? Just down, we got Rhinify down here, down 10% right now. Nice little pickup on that with the old Pulse recharge treasury. Teddy Taco down here, all the way down here. Pump Tires all the way down here at the moment, down 7%. Sparta with the Hex DAO down almost 10% today. X Game at the moment. This is the one that's going to be launching mid-September, and it's being underpriced. Right now. This is the crash game from the whale. So is that another tip of the day? We'll see. Have we got? So yeah, we got the market. Of course, we're on a down market, so probably not surprising. But definitely a lot of opportunities on the list here right now, aren't there, to pick up. So that is pretty much it where we are right now. So that is the markets, 22.4 million, and we've got some real movers going. So let's jump into the token today. We're going to be talking about Rack & Michelle first of all. But I think we might get into the Briah token itself. It's on a bit of a tear right now. It's a bit of a hyper rally. Look at this thing's happening right as we're talking. And so let's have a look at that chart. So really starting to real shine there, and is having a real runaway. Now, we just had at the beginning here, it looks like we had the second largest holder. I think it was Ace. I'm not sure whether it was Ponzi Chad, I think his name. But selling, hope I got that right. So let me know in the chat, if I'm making errors. But that's a bit of a sellout there, and decided to abdicate from the throne of the community. Now I think we've got Icy in there, and so on. So we look at Icy there, and then of course they had an X space on, which I did manage to drop in for 20 minutes. I did hear, I think, a lot of the good stuff, at least on the second half of it. And Rack & Michelle was talking, so I got to hear all that. So it looks like there've been a bit of miscommunications going on there. It's still, but that's kind of where we were on that one. And then, of course, they said, I think it was Wu, right? Wu, the meme guy, comedian guy. And of course, they said they'd get offline and talk about it. So, let's see where this goes. I mean, it's really pumping right now on the chart here with the old Briah. If you want to check it out, you can. I'll post the link in the chat to that as well. That is the old Briah token. Bam, bam, bam. It's we're seeing some really interesting stuff here with the old Briah, and it's a good chance. Now, back in the day, Rack & Michelle was talking about making Briah, which is Briah, I should say. I must get my pronunciation correct. Briah, it is. It's spelled Briah, but it's Briah. All right, Briah. So Briah is Rack & Michelle's wife's dog. Now, it wasn't founded by Rackham, but then Rackham liked it and looked to take it over. But then, of course, there's some miscommunications happening between, I think, through Ace and Ponzi Chad and so forth. But of course, Icy is in there. Icy has helped taking over the Telegram. Icy has got a very Everyone knows ICIC has got a good reputation. As in they're trying to make things happen, and so it does look like a few things are happening with this. So let's see where they land. Basically, they got offline and said we'll talk about this. What Rackham said, I'm just trying to remember the comedian's name. Just forgot his name straight off the bat. Just remind myself. Get these names right. Get these names right. I'll find it. I'm going to have to find it just to make sure I get the right names right. There was the comedian guy on X. What's his name? Josh Wu. Yeah, Josh Wu. They're looking. Maybe they're going to end up taking over the community along with IC and the mods who are all pretty keen and turn it into a real dog meme on PulseChain. And we'll see. And of course, will it get onto CoinWell? Sort of indications have been that's would be the case, but we will find out. So let's jump into some of the big updates for CoinWell in any case. The X space that I was talking about was this one here. It's not been recorded, but that was the one that we were referring there with Wu and Rackham Michelle. That's the one. But let's get into some of the cool things that are coming up in September with CoinWell. We had obviously Rackham is recruiting a community right now on CoinWell, so people can hit him up for that and get involved in Rackham Michelle's Telegram. So I'll post the link to Rackham Michelle here if you guys want to check any of this out as well. And that is Rackham Michelle. Bam. And we've got this monkey gun here. It's pretty funny. When launch, hopefully we are under 23 days. That was pretty funny. The gun. But that is the play. And then we have 14 hours ago, when CoinWell officially launches and we roll out those shiny new liquidity pools, what trading pairs do you want to see? Got a dream combo? And drop your top picks in the comments below. Sound off with your pair wish list. So that there was from Rackham. What else do we have? Yeah, we got whatever the initial pairs, they need to be strong and well structured to build trust and confidence. If CoinWell can rise to the challenge, it will have a great opportunity to thrive as PulseChain grows and matures. Of course, Briah will need to be prime pairing. They are aware that I have committed $500,000 to $1 million for liquidity pools, either 4 pools at 125K to 250K each, or 8 pools at 125K. So that was the reply there. So we had a few others. Briah should be there, says Mur. Agreed. So there's some, obviously Briah, I must say Briah, I've got to say it correctly. Briah is Miss Rackham Shell's dog, but obviously not founded by Rackham. So, they would Rackham probably would want, not that it's necessary because he owns heaps of coins, but maybe get some, reasonable control over the direction of the protocol. He is the biggest holder. As I understand, he was sent about 3% of the coins, something like that. So he's just sitting on those. What else we got going? We got this person who says Inc. Briah, CoinWell Inc. and Briah CoinWell. Now, CoinWell is going to be the reward token, and it's going to be about 2.5% of the supply is going to be out initially. So that's on the CoinWell there. So those would be 3 good ones. I think that's actually a pretty good combination, actually. Those 3 there. That's a pretty good one. I'm going to give that a little like to that. We got a lot of Briah people in the house, of course. PulseX says Walker. So there's lots of people putting in their ideas. A lot of Briah people, of course, or Briah. I've got to say Briah. Why do I keep saying Briah? I just can't have it. It's just spelled Briah. That's all. That's why I keep saying it. But it's not. It's Briah, and I've got to get it right. Got to get it right. So that is from Rackham there. We also had hope I did not miss the top call. Bummer. I think there's some analysis around Bitcoin. We're going to move a bit further than there. So that is kind of that's some of the cool things happening. And as you guys you may have missed this earlier post. You may have this earlier post. Where was it? Here? Yeah. 2.5% of CoinWell tokens will be available public day 1, minute 1. Over 90% of supply is in contracts ready to reward public for good behaviors. So that's where we are with that. So. And of course the other thing that's going to be pretty interesting is the Coinarchy War Room is coming. Mean coins don't just moon, they fight. And Rackham does like the fighting. And of course I think when Briah was coming out, he was on the fight against Peacock, and they all love the meme wars and things like that. So it does seem a theme that Rackham likes. So meme wars don't moon, they fight. So you can't be more explicit than that. Communities will rally, they will vote, they will scheme, only one meme coin wears the crown on the CoinArchy meme coin war room, and when it does, CoinWell burns that coin supply aggressively. So obviously, people, it's a bit like King of the Hill on the old pump tires, isn't it? A little bit of King of the Hill. So that would be pretty. I think that could be a pretty cool idea. So yeah, we look forward to that. And certainly something, if you're competing against Solana, meme coin chains like Solana, it could be a really cool feature to have. Firepower, few understand. A throne, many want, but the king never lasts. Chaos is coming. What's the roar room? List your meme coin. Choose your side or be erased. So it's a fight or die there as well. So we've got a lot of cool stuff in the house there. What else? I think that was kind of the cool one there. Obviously, this announcement by CoinWell itself with the strategic capital move was a pretty big deal. Not only has Racker Michelle not been dumping, he's preparing personal investment of $1 to $10 million in CoinWell. For those paying attention, this move should come as no surprise. Racker's previous entries into Pulse and PulseX were 4 times larger, and his conviction in the space remains even stronger. PulseChain network is unfortunately riddled with influencers who lack real experiences, no business trying to shape the direction of anything. When high conviction capital speaks, the market listens. This is just the beginning. Now, the other thing we found out today, which was in the X space, was that he will be going multi-chain as well. So he's not just going to be on PulseChain. So that was something new that hadn't really been clarified before. So that is the game on there too. So there we are. We got Briah on the move. A little bit of profit taking there right now. So that is on the play. Now, the other big thing that we've seen, of course, is this is obviously Rackham's looking come up there with the launch probably towards the middle of September, maybe as early as the 12th or something like that is kind of what we got on our time frame based on his comment about 27 days, which I think takes us to the 12th of September. So that's about 13 days, less than 2 weeks away. So that's pretty exciting. The other thing, of course, is we had the launch of BetterBank. So the big launch we had in August with BetterBank, and of course, did something like 34 million TVL, which is incredible, and 21 million within 12 days. The other big thing that we had, of course, was Unity, which we're going to talk about as well. And of course, coming up, we've got the big launches for Racker Michelle, Firewell, and of course, Jacob, of course, our super peer-to-peer world-class dev that's on PulseChain. So we've got that as well. We're going to briefly talk about that. So yeah, we had obviously the big rug on BetterBank. There is a very confusion about returning of pDai coins and the extraction of something like $1 to $2 million. I think it was at least 1 million I saw. So and of course BetterBank coming back saying myth versus fact. Myth: BetterBank pulled a rug. That is the myth from BetterBank. Fact: it was a rug. Why would we pause contracts in under a few minutes? Keep the treasury untouched for recovery. Be working with auditors and devs on fixes. Now, it was only one side of the protocol, but still people see it as a cycle rug, so that you can decide which side you land on. But this is we're trying to bring both sides. The one thing that does get me is when you only see one side of the story, get the other side. It's like that's why I'm being very careful with what I say, because it's I don't recall it verbatim all the conversations, but we don't have all the conversations anyway, so you don't know everything that happened. So it's always a bit a bit vague to land on some side when you don't really know. We paused contracts. We didn't rug. We got hacked, and we're very sorry it happened. Now we're focused on rebuilding better. So you're going to get pros and cons for people that land on either side of those, right? So you can go check it out. There's plenty of content out there, people covering the BetterBank story. Now, somehow LibertySwap got pulled into it, I believe from comments Somi was making on one of his videos. And of course, he's on the pDai. He's a pDai guy, right? pDai guy. And then we got a response here from LibertySwap. LibertySwap got involved on the back of that, and then LibertySwap made lots of comments. Now, obviously, LibertySwap has been shining like a bright star with the old Liberty Peacock there, and Peacock, of course, being the meme that Briah was up against. So yeah, Briah, the big dog, or little dog in this case, but growing fast. And then you got Peacock. So there was a bit of a battle going on there with Racker Michelle and others defending Briah over Peacock. And then of course they also got dragged in. So LibertySwap's been success breeds attention, right? So you got the meme wars, and then you got wars with or less war of words at least over BetterBank, right? So that is where we are. But nevertheless, they continue on to deliver their 40 bridges to PulseChain, which is obviously everyone's excited about that. I think there was some confusion over how they actually operate their liquidity. They actually provide the liquidity there, and so yeah, there was a little confusion there. So there's no shared pool to rug. Obviously, you could take any contemporaneous transfers, but apart from that, it's largely just on chain to on chain, and they use the official the bridge there, and they've got some fancy API sort of accounting system to do all the transfers. And they have to get the technology to, recently they've added Solana, right? So they've done pretty well with that. So, we salute them from that point of view. We now have, direct on-ramp to Solana, and that means every chain that we open up, even if it's not an MVM chain, we open up that liquidity pool basically on that chain, right? It just makes it easier and easier and easier to do. So pretty exciting about that. So, these guys are back to work. Yeah, back to work. PulseChain bull market has arrived. Devices are here and already being distributed, which is pretty cool. Well, we're expecting that actually Monday, right? So Monday, I think it's Monday the 1st of September, may see that. Because it's got to go from the warehouse to, which we believe is on the 31st, right? So the van's being dropped off and then, of course, delivered to the mail distribution, and then of course it would get distributed out. So it looks like definitely this week that we'll be seeing electronic devices coming up, the week ahead of us coming up and landing. So it'd be pretty cool. We had a bit more capital coming over to PulseChain. It's nice to see that too. So kind of cool. And yeah, so these guys have been in the mix. I'm not going to go back on all the comments, back here on Peacock, but they are back to business basically. Building up their multiple bridges, 40 bridges, and it's exciting to see. So yeah, kind of cool. Yeah, so let's have a look at some of this. Actually, kind of cool. As promised, I'm sharing the rest of the data related to direct buy pressure on the non-core tokens. Since LibertySwap's launch, there has been a total of 3.25 million direct swaps from USDC to non-cores. So that's pretty cool. And you can see the charts there, up and away. So, it's making a big impact on PulseChain, despite having, exploits like BetterBank had. So, yeah, pretty cool. So I'm going to scroll back up here a little bit more by the dips. Let's see here. So that's pretty much it from them. Now, they have made comments on BetterBank, so I'm not going to go necessarily through all that, but you can go and search them. I'm not sure if they're in replies, but you can go check some of those out. They've definitely got commentaries on BetterBank, but basically, they wanting to add value. That's basically the end game there. Now, looking at the impact on pDai right now, pDai is obviously had a nice, really great rally all the way up here. In fact, it peaked out up here at 0.8 of a penny back on the 31st. And now it has, pretty much got rolled over a little bit here with that exploit. It had quite a bit of volatility here, got all the way down to 2300th of a penny down here, bounced back and is now at 4200th of a penny. So still holding up pretty well, really. And of course, got a pretty diehard community on PulseChain, right? One of the biggest communities there. And of course, it's got its big CoinWell and Somi and a few other influencers as well. Like Coexistence 7 and others that are pretty big supporters. So we'll see. It's had more rinses than a beauty model with the old ear, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Unfortunately, every exploit has led to money leaving PulseChain, so that hasn't been good. And yes, you can fill the kitty back up, but it's just it's fingers crossed. Now, obviously, we might be waiting probably a week, 2 weeks, maybe something like that, maybe 3 weeks even, for BetterBank to get its apparatus back up again. And we'll pull that up so people know what I'm talking about. So there's BetterBank here, and that was the Wildland. So there's two sides: the Stronghold, which is still pretty much intact. So that's got 21.4 million TVL, so pretty much no change there. That's kind of the traditional, I think, Aave side of it, the conservative side, and the yields are still pretty attractive there. But the other side is the one that got the exploit, which is Wildlands, kind of the riskier side. And there's a lot of controversy around this exploit in particular. And of course, the pDai getting returned, 700 million pDai was taken, but 550 million got returned. I don't know. There has been examples of tokens being returned before in exploits, but it's just a bizarre thing. But you can decide. You can decide what you think about that. DR says, dang, Superman, you're a warrior, still around, still streaming. Yeah, well played, mate. Thanks, DR. Appreciate that. Yeah. Hey, no matter what, we're through bear market or bull market, we're streaming. We're streaming. Condor and House set 2 more weeks. I like that. You've got the full stop at the end there, but apart from that, I like it. 2 more weeks. I am working on a DAP as well, says tested profit. Nice. That's great. More than merit. More than merit there. I still can't get rid of the little icon there. So that is the pDai right now. That is currently at 42. Let's get on to Unity. Unity has been a bit of a star, and this is from Cryptographics, as you guys know. A big PulseChain influencer, Titanx influencer, and now has become a founder and really has pushed the frontier of tokenomics. And that is one of the reasons why I've always loved crypto is the tokenomics, and we're always hunting for the holy grail in tokenomics. So imagine it. So if you've ever been on Wall Street, you might have seen Wall Street movies. They're always making up some clever products, but they kind of ran out a lot of ideas, right? All the innovation in tokenomics and crypto financials is all in crypto, and it's not done by your Wall Street guys. It's been done by crypto guys, right? Crypto bros, as we say. So and girls, a few girls out there too. But we got currently we got this in play in Unity. I launched on PulseChain 12 days ago. Well, 11 days and 6 hours and 40 minutes. And this is the current results right now. And the chart holding up pretty well at the price. Now, we do expect the price to adjust just like we see on Taurus. Taurus prices adjusted, we'll probably bring it up as well. But we're at $16.64 right now. We don't really see any adjustment for at least almost 2 weeks from now, I think. So at the moment, you can do a creation, 23,000%. Pretty amazing, right? And of course, that would be effective to 262% per day. You can use Pulse or PulseX to go into this protocol. And of course, it burns a ton of PulseX, right? Staked, if you go stake now, it's 4,000%. And it's 45% per day right now. And you have to pay a bit of a 5% premium to get on that. But most people at the moment are creating. And creating and staking, basically, they both just get you shares, and those shares get you a share of the reward pool. That's pretty much how it works. As people put Pulse and PulseX in it, it captures that value in the treasuries. There are 3 treasuries, a buy and burn treasury, and you can see that there's $392,000 in there. The buy and burn builds up liquidity, makes it a much stronger protocol, and that is sitting at $270,000. And then there's the fractal, which is kind of like a booster later on. It has currently got 190,000, let's say, dollars in it, and that's on day 110. That stuff there is going to flip over to the buy and burn and boost this all up. So that is where it is right now. That is the treasuries, and on the stats, let's have a look at the numbers here. We've got the stats here on day 12. We've got 99,123 tokens in the reward pool every day. It goes down every day by 0.08%. So think of it like a big distribution protocol. And the more shares you have, the more the reward pool you got. That's pretty much it. So some people try and do a strategy of maintaining their share rate. So they just go in regularly to maintain the share rate. At the moment, we have 9% liquid supply, just under 1,800 coins. So not a lot of supply around. There's 17,300 coins. I think this might get as low as maybe around 14,000 plus or minus 500 coins. I think that's how low we might get, which is lower than what we saw on Taurus. And this reason because we don't have a lot of supply coming out and the buy and burns operating, and we got potentially stakers that would make that even stronger there. Burn utility, 2,700 coins so far burned, and 6,200 coins staked so far. The total shares at the moment on day 12 is 1.87 billion. And remember, we've got about 3.3 billion over on Taurus, and it's been around for another 39 days, isn't it? PulseX there, 1.53 billion PulseX has been basically bought up and burned there. So really adding to the PulseX burn. Let's go to the data site, shall we? Have a look at the analytics and quick look at that. So we're going to look at the log chart, and you can see that our first real increase supply is day 23. And so if we're on day 12, still got about another 11 days to go before we have really any significant increase in inflation, rewards into the market. And but really, it's the next big days are kind of day 29, day 31. but really the next step up. So that's the first step up, day 23, a couple of big days in the middle there. And then our next big step up is day 34. And then we'll have, 14,000 coins come out. Now, all the way between day 11, which is what we're on now, we're on this day, all the way through to, so let's say day 34, there will be buying and burning tokens, right? And the liquidity will be fattening up a bit. So there is, you get a bit of cushion there too. But that's a huge day still. And so we should expect to see the price get adjusted, right? Which is currently 1660. And then, of course, we stay elevated at that level quite a lot, right? So quite a lot of time. And then our next big step up is here on day 60, where we jump to 40,000 coins coming out, and so on. And you can get the idea. We start to step up. This day 67 is a big step up. 72,000 coins, etc. And then day 78, you got 83, 84,000, and so on and so on. By the time you get to day 84, you're pretty much getting into the big numbers here. And then, of course, day 89, which is the first day for the max creations to come out, right? And we've got currently 3.3 million coins coming out that day. So that is the mark right now. So that is where we're at. The chart right now, looking pretty good. So we've got Unity right now, $16.65. Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo. And it's been impressive. But the ratio to PulseX probably even more impressive. Let's have a look. All-time highs. Look at that, 562,000 PulseX per one Unity right now. Incredible, right? And we've still got, like I say, I think we've still got probably about 11 days from here at least before we get some action. So that would be somewhere along here. So before we might get a price pullback, right? So that's the line there, and I think this is the correct mark for the flippening of staking around 100,000. I'm pretty sure that is the mark, but somewhere in that ballpark is where we get the flippening. Now we already had that flippening on the old Taurus, right? So we go to Taurus. Let's go to Taurus. Taurus is on Ethereum, so this is the same protocol but on Ethereum, and it uses Titanx and ETH. At the moment, you can see we're on day 51. We got 3,057% on the Create Taurus, but the staking Taurus is 3,263. So by my account, this is the first day that we've had a flipping in the creating and staking. So you can tell me whether we may have had one in the last couple of days, but yesterday this was still premium. Creating was still better than staking when I looked at it. So when I've looked at it, this is the first day that I've seen the flipping. So now staking is better than creating. Isn't that awesome? This is exactly the way it's designed to be. And of course, we've seen the price there fall from about $2.12 yesterday to $1.62. So that price decreased today has been the main catalyst there. So we now have staking as more. So what we should see is more and more staking, and we have seen that over the last couple of days. Obviously, you can go in here with Titanx or ETH. Obviously, all the stuff that's going in, it's getting captured in the buy and burn. You can see there's a lot of money in there being caught. Now, obviously, as ETH and Titanx go up, then that value is going to go up in US dollars. Stats, let's have a look at that. So day 51. So, day 12, we had still 99,000 in the Taurus one, in Unity, but we only have 96,000 now on day 51 on Taurus. Liquid supply is at 10.7%, which is 7,000 coins. And total supply now is at 45,000 Taurus, and it's still early days. So it's still early days. Remember, we start off at 20,000 on both Taurus and Unity, and we got almost 20,000 tokens burned and almost 8,000 staked there. We've got 3.4 billion total shares, and 228 billion Titanx has been bought up and burned. Let's go have a look at the similar charts here to see where it's all coming out, what's actually happening with the protocol now that we've flipped over to staking being the more advantageous. Let's scroll down to the bottom there. We got future supply is going to be 13.5 million coins. Let's have a look at the staking. So look at this. This is the trend. So this is the way the protocol is supposed to work, and it's really fascinating to see it happen. I'm sure that Cryptographics is loving this, but you can see that we've now got staking is all popped up there. Look how big this. Like we had little bits of staking coming out, but now look at it. It's because now we've got this flipping. We should see this grow, right? Should see staking grow out the future end there. As well, and maybe mixed in here as well, mixed in inside here somewhere, but mostly on the end there time frame. So this is day 138, right? So pretty cool. Let's jump down to the charts here. So this is the this is the creations that we've got going on right now. So, we've had the creations drop off on the of Taurus, and we're going to probably get a lot more staking happening, right? So expect staking to really start climbing from here. And we're seeing a little bit of little blues clues there about that. And of course, that staking number, 194, we expect that to start to really grow now. That should start really growing. And the creations there, will only grow as we sort of ebbs and flows a little bit back there. It's going to be pretty interesting to see the balancing act there. We can see creations have really dropped off. Look at that. Woo, dropped off there. And presumably staking is starting to increase. You're kind of seeing it slowly increase, but we should see this increase more and more as we go into the future. Now, it will depend on how much liquid Tauruses are out there, but there is a bit there now, right? There's a bit. What do we say? 8,000 is that what we said? 7,000 tokens. So we'll see what happens there. You can either sell it, hold it, or stake it, and that's pretty much it. So that's kind of what we're seeing. So yeah, pretty cool with the old Taurus and Unity. We're going to see something similar happen on PulseChain, but it'll probably happen sooner because we had a higher adoption rate and we had a different profile with the creations. So we got a lot more medium term there. Pretty cool. We got some Eddie in the house there. Hey, good to see you, Eddie. Big shout out. Welcome. And we got Maddie as well. Matt and Bali is in the house. Good to see you. Howdy, Superman, and all. Good to see you in the house there. All right. So, cool stuff happening. What else can we say? That's kind of where we are. We had obviously BetterBank launch. It's still pushing forward. We'll see Wildlands, I guess, come back. We had Unity and Taurus. Taurus is working very well, so it's very successful. So we'll probably see more from cryptographics around that. We are expecting more of a roadmap, another big protocol coming from cryptographics for Taurus and Unity. So that's going to be pretty big. And we have obviously seen the Orb NFTs. So you can make those creations Orb NFTs. That's going to be pretty fun to see what he does with that. Then we've got Rack and Michelle coming out with CoinWell, probably just before the middle of September is the expected launch date, if timeframes hold. And then, of course, there's going to be obviously the coin wars and all that sort of stuff, and where will Briah be placed? Will they take over? Not necessarily the community because it's DeFi, right? It's DeFi, but will they take over? A lot of the reins there in terms of just the usual support. We'll see. And then of course, what else there? Icy's doing a great job in there in the Briah chat there. So definitely follow Icy. It's got a very good reputation. Then we've got obviously. Firewell with SolidX and X Game, and they've got the casino license. That's a really big deal, and they're going to be multi-chain as well. Everyone's going multi-chain. Ever noticed that? Multi-chain, but trying to feed back capital into PulseChain. It's kind of generally been the idea. Certainly, the idea from SolidX, and then of course we've also got Jacob launching with on-chain bet. So that's pretty huge too. So those are three big protocols expected to launch in September and so forth. Now, I want to get into PUSD ALGO because I'm going to talk about that quickly. And I did a post on that yesterday. What's up, nerds? What's up there? That's good. Matt and Bailey says, Superman, got a question. Would you talk about Oink protocol on PulseChain or only if they gave you free coins? Just wondering. They don't give away free coins. If you know, Oink doesn't do that, Matt. Yeah. Oink doesn't do giveaways. If you've ever been to Oink team. Now, Oink has a really interesting background, so you should definitely check it out. They have been in the monster thread before, I think, but no, that's not part of what they do. Are you in the Oink community, Matt? Let us know. Hit me up if you are. You can send me a DM on Telegram or something, or on Discord. All right, so that is pretty the play there. Let's jump into. Let me jump into the post that I did yesterday on PUSD ALGO. So I posted that in. As you guys know, Cult DeFi is the front man for Jacob with PulsePot, Mafia, and On-Chain Bet, formerly, of course, PulsePot and BNB Pot. So we're going to get into that quick. So hopefully I answered your question there, Matt. We got the Kryptonite Show post here. So I posted this out yesterday. PulseChain's game-changing algo stablecoin and DeFi revolution. As you guys know, there used to be about half a dozen influencers that used to cover PUSD algo. And one of them was, I think, Fashion Coder. One of them was Jim Rat Crypto. There was a couple others, And these days, probably over the last year or so, it's only been largely has been Cult DeFi and myself, right? And the reason why is because we see this as being the flagship protocol of Jacob's, right? This is, and of course, it couldn't be even better timing with the whole stablecoin theme in crypto following the Genius Act, right? So Cult DeFi is kind of the front man for Jacob, does a lot of the PR stuff out there, and as you guys know, is doing his own project. Was it PLS Pulse Miner? I think it is 369, which I think is launching pretty soon, and so he's been doing that. So he's been out and about. But anyway, so we had PulseChain Game Changing, also stablecoin, and DeFi Revolution is here, and we're expecting this to be pretty huge, right? This could potentially be really, really scalable, and certainly an important utility on PulseChain. And so, yeah, latest Intel drop. So I've got in quotes here, there may be some restructuring of PUSD algo based on Genius Act. So the source of that comment is from Cult DeFi, right? So that is in the Kryptonite Show Telegram. So if you want to go hunt them down, you can find that quote. And that was a real surprise, right? So obviously this is a DeFi solution, supposed to be full algorithmic, and there's really no, as far as I'm aware, there's no algorithmic stablecoin solution out there. That's why everyone forks Liquidity forks, right? They do Liquidity forks. But the algorithmic stablecoin is what solves the scalability trilemma in stablecoins, which has not really been solved as far as I'm aware. And I've done a whole, history collection of stablecoins last year. If you guys remember, I went right back and looked at all the sort of evolution and stablecoins that are out in the market for since 2017 or something. It was for a long time, and so yeah, that's kind of where things land. Now, if anyone can crack the nut of a true algorithmic stablecoin, it would be a big game changer, right? Big game changer from that point of view. So PUSD ALGO has got a solution with the stability minus, and so we're really excited about that. Worked like a dream on testnet, which let me say that worked like a dream on PulseChain live, but it was as a test, right? So, and they ran that for about 50 days, if I remember rightly. And they're running something like 30 to 50, 60 bot miners on there with two different algorithms or two different modes, let's say, of stability miners. And it operated fantastic. Like, it was so good. Like, the peg was so good. It was better than all the other stablecoins we had, and so forth. So it's a pretty exciting opportunity there. It's also they also teased there for Cult DeFi, teased next level tech. Now, that presumably that's some sort of smart platform, some new sort of new stuff there. And if anyone could pull it off in peer-to-peer crypto, it would be Jacob, right? He loves the complicated stuff. And so, yeah, that's where we are. Now, we do know that Mafia, for example, has dozens and dozens and dozens of smart contracts operating. So this would be, I guess, relatively simple compared to that. But still some next level tech has been teased. Now, this was just a tease, right? This is not giving you, exactly how they're aligning, or potentially, because obviously there may be some restructuring. So obviously there's a may in there. But man, if it could even get some participation in the whole mega theme of Genius Act, that would just add another pumpamental onto it. So that's kind of the idea there. There's also Oracle solution on the way, intelligent systems. Now, I can't say too much about that, but there's definitely some stuff happening there. Obviously, we know we have Fetch Oracle out. That's a fork of Teller. It's not quite adequate. We also know that we have Signum coming, but of course that's been delayed, and we just don't know when that's going to be launching. It's supposed to be within a couple of days of Tetra, but I guess if Tetra launches, it probably won't be a couple of days. Maybe say 2 more weeks, maybe. And as I understand, it's pretty much ready to go. So maybe it's going to be on the short end. I don't know, but let's just give it 2 weeks after Tetra. Tetra, of course, we're getting an update at the end of this month. So maybe in the next 48 hours, we might have an update for Tetra, and that's kind of the play there. But as I understand it, there may be some other stuff happening out there around oracles. So just stay tuned for that. And so that was some of the intel drop that I gave out there. And that's all sourced there from Cult DeFi. So if you wonder where they all came from, that is the source. The type there, and it's really just a tease really about that stuff, which could be mega huge, right? Because, we would love to get onto the mega theme of stablecoins, right? That's going to be one of the big mega themes in the next couple of years, right? With the Genius Act there. The Genius Act course can take up to 12 to 24 months, because you've got to get all the other agencies like the SEC on aligned with what does this actually mean. You make a law, but then what does this actually mean in terms of implementation, right? So we've got a few steps there to go, but that's kind of cool. The time is now, of course, and of course this is by Jacob, and also we've also got the bonuses, right? So this is more like a contribution than a sacrifice, because 75% or more the capital is going into the protocol day one. So there's no little holiday in Vanuatu, for example. So this is a bonus right there. So 90%, and you can get that straight away. And the link is in the video description for that if you want to get into PUSD ALGO. You do need to be patient, obviously, waiting for the launch, but we're getting, it looks like things are getting closer and closer. And at the moment, we looked at if we get to $7,000-8,000 in Ethereum price, then the sacrifice values are worth over $500,000. So that, if you put in the pools full rain V3, then you got $1 million, and really that gets you, from my point of view, to that $1 million mark, and that would be quite capable of launching. So those are my views on that, but that is where we are. And of course, if we get to 15K by December, with the old E target, then you're already up at $1 million. You're almost at $2 million liquidity, right, in the pools. So I do think that it's not out of the ballpark to get a launch by the end of the year. Obviously subject to the Oracle solution. Now we do know that that there has been a team working, that Jacob hired a dedicated team for this since the beginning of the year, and so forth. So we'll check out where that leads. At the moment, for every dollar you contribute, you get 20 ALGO coins, which is the main coin. It's a bit like Terra Luna, as opposed to that. And of course, Flex is the reward token. Flex gets a reward from the fees earned from the volume trading of the liquidity bot miners. And it could be quite lucrative, right? So that's going to be pretty cool. And then, of course, we get a little bit of the wrap stable coin as well. So that's a little bit of icing on the cake there. Now, obviously, you can get a deep dive into the video series I did with Jacob over a year ago. That link is there, and of course, you can find that on YouTube. And that is pretty much it. So that was a pretty of a summary. Now, if you do about $840, give or take, plus the 90% bonus, that will get you to $1,000, and that will get access to bonus 2. And that's a big deal, because you could get a random number, a multiplier between 1.01 and 2x. So I don't know what that's going to be. I have no control. It's random, right? Random, whatever random means, but it's random, and that could level your stack up big time, right? So if you do that, that could end up being pretty good, right? So that will take you to PUSD ALGO, and that is it. So all you have to do is get your referral bonus. Links in the video description. Connect your wallet up if you want. You don't have to, but you will be able to see everything on here. And then, of course, this is the account that you want to send it to. You send your crypto to. You can do it on ETH or PulseChain, and of course you can see that these are the tokens that are acceptable there. So you can use any of those to participate. You could do $100. You could do $840 and get that 9% bonus, and get to over that second bonus X, right? So that is the way it could work. So there's documents in here as well, and also there's the first prototype. Now we understand this is going to look different. This is just the prototype version. The final version will be probably quite different from this when it comes out. So just take note of that. That is that, and I'll post a link to this in the chat there. But once again, the links are in the comment section there too. And as you guys know, Cult DeFi and I are really the main YouTuber influencers covering this. So check that out, and we'll keep you informed as I find out information. I'll keep you guys informed as well. Now, many of you have already participated in that, so you guys know I've been consistent in covering that every set now and then. So there we go. What else do we got? Matt and Bali says, just asking, there's so much crap going on with the BetterBank hack, and just asking because Oink seems very strong but low market cap. No one talks about it. No free coins is good, true crypto. We have talked about Oink a couple of months back, but Oink seems a pretty solid team. I haven't seen anything, otherwise. So jump in the Oink community there, Matt, and get involved if that's something that you like. So kind of cool. So that is pretty much our show for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're now 3 minutes into it. Onwards and upwards. So we've got so much stuff happening, guys, in September. It's going to be fun. And then, of course, we've got marketing too, right? So we've got marketing, interest rate cuts, 3 large protocols expected to launch, and there's others as well coming down the pipeline, other liquidity forks, balancer forks, and things like that. So there's going to be a lot of good news coming forward. And I've got the bridges bringing lots of new capital from LibertySwap. We've got a new bridge with X Scout. We've got Rack and Michelle potentially bringing new capital investors into the chain, and so is Firewell. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Bring it on. That's all we can say. Bit more patience in this little dry spell that we're in, and then we will have our day in the sun for sure. And it's really about perseverance there, and accumulating the weekends. All right, hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care, everybody. And you never know, we might see a God mode candle sometime soon. Who knows? Could happen. We don't necessarily, I think, need ETH to get to the all-time highs before we get capital rotation. So watch out all the different chess moves that Richard Hart has. It's going to be pretty fun to see play out. Now, I did play a video yesterday about Richard Hart, all of his characteristics for a high-performing token. We played that yesterday, and that was a bit of fun too. An old flashback there from Richard. We'll look at posting a few more of those videos as well. All right, until tomorrow, I'll see you guys 8 p.m. Eastern. Keep pumping and keep making mad gains, and we'll catch you then. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and a big shout out to all the project teams working hard to create value on PulseChain. It really, really is a fun place to be. All right, bye for now. Take care.